Hi everyone and welcome back to Sprinkle with Paper. Today I'm going to be sharing 4 tips for creating the perfect cake topper. Tip 1 is making sure that your Cricut mats are not too sticky. Whenever I have a brand new Cricut mat, the first thing I do is I use a microfiber cloth and I put it over 1 to 2 times, patting it down and pulling it up just to take away some of the tackiness of the Cricut mat. I find that if my Cricut mat is too sticky, the paper sticks to the Cricut mat, and when I go to pull it off, it tears the back of the cardstock. And when we're making a cake topper, we want the back of the cake topper to be just as perfect as the front. Tip number 2 is making sure that your blades are nice and sharp. So one thing I like to do is I like to take my blade out every now and then, and I like to clean it off. And to do this, I just crumple up some tinfoil into a ball and I push my blade into it several times. I don't find that this sharpens the blade at all, but it does clean it off. If after cleaning off your blade you find that it's still dull, it's probably time to just replace it. Unfortunately, replacing Cricut blades can get rather expensive. It's normally $10 for 2 blades, but luckily I found an exact dupe over on Amazon where you get 40 blades for only $10. The brand Thang Mao, who is sponsoring this portion of the video, is a bestseller over on Amazon, and with each order you receive 10 deep blades, which cut magnets, chipboard, felt, foam sheets, and cardboard. You'll also receive 10 thin blades that are great for rice paper, tissue paper, window tints, and bonded fabric. And you'll also receive 20 standard blades. And this is the blade that I use most of the time. This is for cardstock, vinyl, and for iron-on. I will have all the information linked down in the description. Moving on to our third tip, which is choosing the correct font. So when making a cake topper, you want to make sure that you're not using a font that's too thin. Otherwise, your cake topper is going to be too flimsy. A great website for helping you choose a font for your cake topper is called wordmark.it. This website is completely free and it's super simple to use. So all you do is you type in the word you're looking to preview, and then it will give you an example of the word with each font that's saved onto your computer. Being able to preview a font is super helpful when you're creating a cake topper. Not only can you quickly see how each of the letters will look using the font, but you'll also be able to make sure that you're choosing a font that's not too thin. Because like I mentioned before, we want to use a nice thick font so we can have a nice sturdy cake topper. After reviewing all of these fonts for the word wish, I'm going to be selecting the font Isabella. Once you've decided on a font, you can head on over to Cricut Design Space to start designing your cake topper. Click on Text, type in your wording, and then change the font to the font you've already selected. So I will be searching for Isabella. From here, we just need to make sure that all the letters in our font are touching. So right now with the word wish, I see that everything is touching and slightly overlapping, which is perfect, except for the little dot above the I. So I need to connect this. So to do that, I'm just going to highlight the word and I'm going to click weld. And then to take care of the dot above the I, I'm going to go over to the Shapes tab and I'm going to select the circle. From here, I will just resize the circle so it fits nicely over the dot above the I. And then I will highlight the whole thing and click Slice. And just like a cookie cutter, we've now sliced off the dot above the I. Now just delete the extra pieces that were cut off. And now we can just reposition the dot onto the I. And once we're happy with the placement, we will just highlight the whole thing and click Weld. Now we have our cake topper design, and the last thing we need to do before cutting is we just need to adjust the size. And now last but not least, tip number 4, choosing the correct cardstock. Using the right cardstock might be one of the most important steps when creating a cake topper. When I'm creating a single layer cake topper, I always use the brand Recollections that can be found at Michael's. This is a glitter cardstock, and you have to make sure that you buy it in the single sheet. They sell packs of Recollection glitter paper, but that is not the same quality or thickness as the single sheet sold at Michael's. I will include the style number for the glitter cardstock that I used down in the description below. And once we combine all 4 tips, a mat that's not too sticky, a sharp blade, a beautiful font, and a nice thick cardstock, we can create the perfect cake topper. Now simply hot glue a food grade stick onto the back and our cake topper is complete. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that you're excited to create a cake topper of your very own. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.